Well, now let's talk about how did Jesus deliver you from that anger and that lifestyle?
Dude. Yeah.
You feel free to go as deep or as shallow as you'd like.
Yeah. How did he free me from it? He showed me that love was the only answer to everything.
And how were you even introduced to Jesus?
Yeah. So obviously I didn't grow up Christian. I grew up agnostic, just thinking that there might be a God. But actually similar to you, I was going to talk to you about it after the podcast. But a big part of my story is I went through a school shooting.
Oh,
and
really?
It's actually like a huge reason I'm alive is because something about Native American reservations is natives are 70% more likely to commit suicide than any other race.
Natives?
Yeah, Native Americans.
Wow.
And I really believe it's demonic. Like,
I did not know that.
Yeah. And so I've had people commit suicide since I was 9 years old. And so I really found this like deep hatred for people and for God from a young age, because I was like, if there's a God out there, he hates me. Like, why would he take away my best friends? And so when I was 13 years old, one of my closest friends died in our school shooting, and it was so hard, bro. But that day when I found out she died, I told myself, I said, I'm going to live every day for her, and I'm not going to commit suicide because I want her name to live on.
Yeah.
And, now I live on for Jesus, but I really believe he used her death to help me sustain life with just living in general, because my mind was so, like, I was at war every day. I literally, this sounds crazy, but there were days where I legit saw and heard demons telling me to kill myself. And I would just be in my room just tormented, like walking back and forth, just like, should I do it today? Should I do it today? Should I do it today? And when I was 16, it was the first time I ever heard about Jesus. I didn't know he died for me. I just heard that this girl that I was dating, I went to church, and with that, I told her I didn't want anything to do with any religion, that she can have fun with it, but I'll do my own thing. She does her own thing.
Yeah.
And 2 years later, I just had this crazy encounter with, I believe she was an angel. This lady walked up to me and asked if she could pray for me, and she legit prayed over every single thing I had ever gone through. Like, named my friend that died in the shooting by name, named 9 people that died that year by name. She said, no matter what you've gone through, God has been with you, and he wants you to read the Bible. I was like, all right, whatever, I'll pick up the Bible.
Wait, so you're telling me you're walking whatever one day, and some girl comes up to you and she starts naming your...
She was like, hey, can I pray for you, bro?
Yeah. And so you're like, okay, whatever. And then she's...
The only reason I let her is because so in my head, there were probably like 5 Christians in my hometown, and they were all awful people, besides the girl I was dating and her friends.
And the girl you were dating, just to jump in here, was she like a Christian because her parents were a Christian, or
I believe she was saved. Yeah. So that's the funny thing, is I think she dated me because, so even though by that point I was basically done fighting. I was 15. I was trying to get out of that lifestyle. So I still, a big part of my story was I stole and I fought. Yeah. And so I was still stealing because it was all I knew, but I wasn't fighting anymore. Yeah. And with that, she, I think it was just because most of my friends and people that, like 90% of my school were on drugs and alcohol and, all of that stuff. And like, I was honestly at a point where I was like, I didn't know how to trust people. So I wouldn't, like, there were girls that tried to have sex with me or do things, and I would just say no. And it was like the opposite. Everyone always thinks the guy is trying to get on the girls, but for me it was like I didn't want those things. And so for her it was like I was one of the only guys in our town that probably didn't want to have sex with her. And so
she was like a genuine Christian, but you were not necessarily what she was looking for, but you were what she was looking for. That's really interesting.
And maybe I'm wrong. If she
it's just like,
she can correct me, but
bro, come on the pod. No, I'm just kidding. But that's a very interesting story, just with her and coming into your life.